It's 7 o'clock. Hey, everybody. Welcome to day 26, Bible in a Year. Today is going to be Exodus chapter 1,
What's up?
Exodus chapter 2, Mark chapter 11, verses 26 through 33, and Mark chapter 12, verses 1 to 12. My daughter's over there on the couch right here. She was,
Don't mind me, I'm just tired.
yeah.
I'm still listening though.
I'm tired too, you know. We were up this morning serving at church. We're in charge of the lyrics during the 12 o'clock service. So when they do the praise and worship at church, we put up the lyrics. Pretty cool. Okay, chapter 26. Okay, so let's see. 26. All right, Exodus chapter 1. The second book of Moses, called Exodus. Exodus meaning they're exiting. It's exiting. Israel's suffering in Egypt. Now these are the names of the children of Israel who came to Egypt. Each man and his household came with Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. All those who were descendants of Jacob were 70 persons, for Joseph was in Egypt already. And Joseph died, all his brothers, and all that generation. But the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly, multiplied and grew exceedingly, mighty, and the land was filled with them. Now there arose a new king over Egypt, who did not know Joseph. And he said to his people, "Look, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come, let us deal shrewdly with them, lest they multiply, and it happen in the event of war that they also join our enemies and fight against us, and so go up out of the land." Therefore they set taskmasters over them to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh supply cities, Pithom and Ramses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were in dread of the children of Israel. So the Egyptians made the children of Israel serve with rigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage in mortar, in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service in which they made them serve was with rigor. Then the king of Egypt spoke to the Hebrew midwives, of whom the name of one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, "When you do duties of a midwife for the Hebrew women and see them on birth stools, if it is a son, then you shall kill him. But if it is a daughter, then she shall live." What the hell? That's not right. But the midwives feared God and did not do as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the male children alive. So the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said to them, "Why have you done this thing and saved the male children alive?" And the midwife said to Pharaoh, "Because the Hebrew women are not like the Egyptian women, for they are lively and give birth before the midwives come to them." Therefore God dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and grew very mightily. So it was, because the midwives feared God, that he provided households for them. So Pharaoh commanded all his people, saying, "Every son who is born you shall cast into the river, and every daughter you shall save alive." What the? So they told the midwives, whenever you're helping a woman give birth, if it's a boy, kill it. And then they weren't killing them. So he's like, "Why aren't you killing them like we told you to?" And the midwives are saying, "Well, by the time we get out there, they're already born, and the mom already is having them, they're already holding them and nursing them. So it's too late. We can't kill them because the mom already knows they're alive." I mean, I don't. Okay, I guess this is beyond my mentality. I don't understand why they would want to kill. I mean, they're afraid that they were going to be overtaken by the Israelites. But I mean, I don't know, whatever. Okay. To kill little baby boy, I don't, okay. All right, there's evil in the world. Okay, Moses is born, and a man of the house of Levi went and took as wife a daughter of Levi. So the woman conceived and bore a son. And when she saw that he was a beautiful child, she hid him 3 months. But when she could no longer hide him, she took an ark of bulrushes for him, daubed it with asphalt and pitch, put the child in it, and laid it in the reeds by the river's bank. They didn't say what his name was. Okay. And his sister stood far off to know what would be done to him. They don't say what the mom called him. So woman conceived and bore a son, and when she saw that he was a beautiful child, she hid him 3 months. Okay, I guess this was Moses, but it says Moses is born, but they don't say, oh, his name was Moses. I guess they said it at the beginning. Okay. Then the daughter of Pharaoh came down to bathe at the river, and her maidens walked along the riverside. And when she saw the ark among the reeds, she sent her maid to get it. And when she opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the baby wept. So she had compassion on him and said, "This is one of the Hebrews' children." Then his sister said to Pharaoh's daughter, "Shall I go and call a nurse for you from the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for you?" And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Go." So the maiden went and called the child's mother. Then Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Take this child away and nurse him for me, and I will give you your wages." So the woman took the child and nursed him. And the child grew, and she brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. So she called his name Moses, saying, "Because I drew him out of the water." So the name Moses means drew out of the water. Can you imagine that? You live in a land where they're killing every newborn baby boy. Then you get pregnant and you give birth to a baby boy and you hide him for 3 months. And then you put him out on the water. The lady that one of the Egyptians finds him and loves and wants him. And then they come and get you to nurse your own child.
Oh my God.
So Moses was nursed by his own real biological mother, but he belonged, one of Pharaoh's daughters took him as her own, but had the actual mother. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that and you're nursing this baby knowing this is your baby, and then you have to give it back to the Egyptian chick, and then you got to go back and nurse it again every day. And then she's paying you for all that. She's paying you to nurse your own baby. What the? Okay. Moses flees to Midian. Now it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown that he went out to his brethren and looked at their burdens, and he saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his brethren. So he looked this way and that way, and then he saw no one. He killed the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. Do you hear that? Remember on the movie, the Moses movie?
Oh yeah.
Where he says, "Stop hitting that slave," and he pushes him and he falls down the scaffolding.
Oh yeah.
And dies. That's not what happened. They can't show that on the cartoon where he's going to murder somebody.
Yeah.
So on the real actual story, he went and he murdered that guy for being mean to the slave.
Oh my God.
It wasn't like, "Oh, oops, you fell." It was he went out and killed him. Don't be mean to the slave. That's messed up. Wow. See, look. So he looked this way and that way, and when he saw no one, he killed the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. That's what he did.
And what in the sand?
He hid him in the sand. He hid his body. He hid him, like buried him in sand.
Oh my gosh.
And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 Hebrew men were fighting. And he said to the one who did the wrong, "Why are you striking your companion?" Then he said, "Who made you a prince and a judge over us? Do you intend to kill me as you killed the Egyptian?" Oh, so they know he did it. He thought no one saw him kill the dude, and they know he did it. Uh-oh. So Moses feared and said, "Surely this thing is known." Then Pharaoh heard of this matter. He sought to kill Moses. Oh, dang. But Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian, and he went down by a well. So remember when he's leaving because he thinks he's in trouble, and then Ramses will say, "No, it's fine. Don't leave." And he's running, and he's like, "No, don't leave." Actually, he was going to kill him. That's why he took off. Wow. So that movie isn't 100% accurate. Yeah.
Accurate.
Yeah, right. So now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water, and they filled the troughs to water their father's flock. Then the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. When they came to Reuel, their father he said, Reuel, their father, he said, "How is it that you have come so soon today?" And they said, "An Egyptian delivered us from the hand of shepherds, and he also drew enough water for us and watered the flock." So he said to his daughters, "And where is he? Why is it that you have left the man? Call him, that he may eat bread." Then Moses was content to live with the man, and he gave Zipporah, his daughter, to Moses. And she bore him a son. He called his name Gershom, for he said, "I have been a stranger in a foreign land." Now it happened in the process of time that the king of Egypt died. Then the children of Israel groaned because of the bondage, and they cried out, and their cry came up to God because of the bondage. So God heard their groaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. And God looked upon the children of Israel, and God acknowledged them. That's the end of chapter 2. Now we're going to Mark chapter 11, verses 26 through 33. Mark 11, 26. Okay. "But if you do not forgive, neither will your Father in heaven forgive your trespasses." Jesus' authority questioned. Then they came again to Jerusalem, and as he was walking in the temple, the chief priests, the scribes, and the elders came to him. And they said to him, "By what authority are you doing these things? And who gave you this authority to do these things?" But Jesus answered and said to them, "I also will ask you one question. Then answer me, and I will tell you by what authority I do these things. The baptism of John, was it from heaven or from men? Answer me." And they reasoned among themselves, saying, "If we say from heaven, he will say, 'Why then did you not believe him?' But if we say from men," they feared the people, for all counted John to have been a prophet indeed. So they answered and said to Jesus, "We do not know." They didn't want to say one or the other because it was a double-edged sword. "We do not know." And Jesus answered and said to them, "Neither will I tell you by what authority I do these things." He said, "Answer my question." "Oh, we don't know." "Okay, then I ain't going to tell you my side then." That's awesome. Jesus is just the bomb. Okay.
Hello.
Okay, so then Mark chapter 12, verses 1 to 12. The parable of the wicked vine dressers. Then he began to speak to them in parables. A man planted a vineyard and set a hedge around it, dug a place for the wine vat, and built a tower, and he leased it to vine dressers and went into a far country. Now at vintage time he sent a servant to the vine dressers that he might receive some of the fruit of the vineyard from the vine dressers. And they took him and beat him and sent him away empty-handed. What the heck?
What the heck?
So you have a vineyard, and you have people working the vineyard, and you're far away. So you send one of your servants, "Hey, go to my vines with those people working it. Give me some fruit." So the servant goes to get some fruit, and they beat him up, and they send him back with nothing. What? Why? What's the problem? Give him some friggin' fruit. Okay.
Exactly.
Again, so he's like, okay. So now he sent another servant, and at him they threw stones, wounded him in the head, and sent him away shamefully treated. They're throwing rocks at the next dude. What? Go yourself. I'd be like, what the heck are you doing?
What is this? Slave abuse?
I know. Why?
Slave abuse.
And again, he sent another, and they killed him, and many others, beating some and killing some. What? Why? Why can't they give him the fruit? That's not theirs. They're the vine dressers or whatever. Therefore, still having one son, his beloved, he also said. So now he sent his own son to get it. People are throwing rocks and killing. You're gonna send your own son. I ain't sending my son. Aren't you afraid they're gonna? Oh, so he probably thought, this is my son. They're not gonna do anything. I wouldn't think that. I'm saying, heck no. Why would you send your own boy? Therefore, still having one son, his beloved, he also sent him to them last, saying, "They will respect my son." But those vine dressers said among themselves, "This is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and the inheritance will be ours." Okay, you're gonna kill the owner's son, and you think the owner's gonna give you this for killing the dude's son? Really? How dumb are you, people? Okay, so they took him and killed him and cast him out of the vineyard. They killed the son.
Wow.
Therefore, what will the owner of the vineyard do? He will come and destroy the vine dressers and give the vineyard to others. Have you not even read this scripture? The stone which the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone. This was the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. And it is marvelous in our eyes? This is all red letters, so this is what Jesus is saying. Okay, and they sought to lay hands on him, but feared the multitude, for they knew he had spoken the parable against them. So they left him and went away. Wow. Okay, that's the end of it. Oh, wait a second. Yeah. Mark 12. Yeah, 1 through 12. All right, so that's it for day 26. Y'alls, we shall see you mañana. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.